are going to be talking about a true icon in the next category. The icon and his legacy, the Dubai's duty-free 40 years success story. Please welcome on stage a visionary of MENA Retail, Colm McLoughlin, the Executive Vice Chairman and CEO of Dubai Duty Free, to share his insights from his inspiring journey to 54 years in retail. And we haven't worked her enough, but Katie Overy is going to be chatting with Colm because he just doesn't like it.
My goodness, our faces are very big there, aren't they, Colm? It's quite concerning. Oh, you're wearing the same tie. It's impressive.
It's the only one I have.
It's the only one you have. Well, it's a corporate tie, so we're okay with that, aren't we? First of all, how are you, sir?
I'm absolutely fantastic. I'm trying to run around the place, but I'm finding it very difficult because I recently had spinal surgery.
Oh, my goodness.
So I haven't actually played a game of golf for a year and a half. But apart from that, I'm very, very good.
Good, good. I'm going to ask some people in the room if we could ask everybody to take their seats, or if they could, if they're going to move in and out, if we can get some of the team to help with that, because obviously we'd want to really hear Colm's insights for today. Sorry, Colm, we'll just make sure. Now, whilst we're waiting for the room to move in and out, I actually saw you at the Dubai Duty Free Tennis Championships, not playing, just talking this year. Again, just about your the ongoing support for quite a fantastic tournament that we have here.
We have been doing the Dubai Tennis Championship for 31 years.
Insane.
A gentleman called Jeff Chapman came to see us to know would we sponsor an exhibition game. And I went to Australia with him because the International Tennis Federation were having a meeting there. And during that time, it arose that a small tennis tournament was for sale.
Yeah, exactly. Look at where it is now.
So we bought it. It was a 250 series, and it worked. We built a temporary scaffolding stadium, and it worked well. So we upgraded the tournament. We bought a new, bigger tournament. We built our own stadium. And we've now celebrated 31 years.
It's incredible, and we all love the Dubai Duty Free Tennis Championships. Right, but that's not what we're here to talk about, Colm. I'm sorry, we could chat about that for ages. Now, we've already bigged you up as we brought you up on stage. You're a true legend in the industry. Now, 54 years you've been in this business. I don't want to, embarrass you. 40 of those with DDF, Dubai Duty Free. Now, let's start from the very beginning then. How on earth did you get into the duty-free business? And then I guess ultimately, what brought you to Dubai?
When I left secondary school, I went to London from Ireland for what was supposed to be 3 months for the summer. It was a family plan that I would go back to Dublin, go to university and become a dentist. But
did that work out for you?
I didn't do that. I stayed in London instead of 3 months, I stayed there for 8 years, during which time I joined the Woolworths retail company. I became a manager of Woolworths. I was on holiday with my mum and dad in 1969. I saw a job advertised in the duty-free operation at Shannon Airport in Ireland. I didn't understand what it meant. I went for an interview. I was offered a job. So I went back to Ireland and worked in the duty-free industry, and that was on the 1st of June, 1969.
Oh, you've just celebrated an anniversary then, 1st of June. Okay. So then tell us then the story. That's a big move from Shannon Airport to Dubai. How did that happen, and why did it happen?
The duty-free industry at airports was started at Shannon Airport in 1947. It was the first one in the world. It was founded by a man called Dr. Brendan O'Regan, who during his lifetime did many fantastic things. And the airport operation in Dubai had heard about the duty-free at Shannon Airport. And because of that, Mohideen Ben Hindi, who was the boss of the airport here at the time, made contact with Air Rintha, which is the name of the company that run the Irish airports. And that led to a meeting. It led to a visit to Shannon by representatives from the airport here, and out of that there was a 6-month contract signed between Dubai Airport and the duty free in Ireland to send a team of people to Dubai to set up the duty-free. It was a 6-month thing, and I was one of the people. I had come to Dubai to meet Mr. Ben Hendy.
What year was this? Sorry, what year?
This happened in 1969.
Okay.
Sorry, no, I did not. No, that happened in 1983. Yeah, and so the team came from Éireannta in Ireland into Dubai for a 6-month period in 1983. And that led to the present duty-free being opened on the 20th of December 1983. Wow. During the team's term here, I was asked by Mohideen Ben Hendy if I would stay. He brought me to meet Sheikh Mohammed, and out of that I agreed to come and stay for 2 years, and that's now 40 years.
And I knew that that would resonate well here, but isn't that the same for everybody? Didn't we all come here and go, we'll do a couple of years in Dubai and we'll definitely go home? I mean, I'm celebrating 15 years next week. So yeah, we've all been the same. I'm getting to you on 40 years. I mean, it's an incredible story. And to obviously meet the leaders of Dubai so early on, I mean, you can't really say no, can you, to Sheikh Mohammed, that's for sure. Let's talk about the growth then of Dubai Duty Free. So it says on here, from your first year of sales, $20 million back in 1984, which is pretty impressive back then anyway, wasn't it? In 2019, it was in excess of $2 billion. And this year, apparently, you're back on track to exceed those 2019 sales because of something, that happened in 2020 that we just don't like talking about anymore. So let's think about keeping the good and the bad and the learnings and everything in mind. I want to ask you about how then you're prioritizing strategies for 2023, I guess, into 24, in order to get more growth and get bigger and better numbers.
Let's go back to 1983 first.
Okay.
There were 250,000 people living in Dubai at that time. There was 4 million passengers through Dubai Airport. And if we jump forward to now, there are 3.5 million people living in Dubai. And that 4 million in 2019 became 89 million. And our sales did go from $20 million in 1984 to in excess of $2 billion in 2019. It also became the single largest duty-free operation at any single airport in the world. How that happened was, sure, the traffic increased. Sure, the passengers coming through. But in the duty-free industry, one very important measurement is what we call sale per head. Okay. And in the early days, if you had $5 sale per head, it was very good. In 2019, and indeed this year also, our sale per head, which even in 2019 was $39, $40 per head, is this year running at $47, $48 a head. And of course, the traffic is recovering after the pandemic. And
we don't talk about that anymore. Don't talk about the pandemic anymore.
And there's now forecasts of traffic this year being over 80 million passengers. And we're taking, on an average, as I say, $47 or $8 per head. So we're currently 8% better than 2019 in sales for the 6-month period. And we're quite sure the year is going to continue in that vein, and we're going to end in excess of 2019. We're currently 37% up on last year's sales. We have built our staff back up to 5,100 people. So we're very positive this year is going to end up well ahead of $2 billion.
I mean, there are some incredible numbers. I don't really know how to word this, which isn't great in my profession. How do you maintain these then? I mean, surely it's just going to go on and strength to strength to strength. Do you need to have strategies to make these numbers grow? There's obviously a lot of people working very hard to make these numbers grow. Does it just happen?
No, they don't just happen. We have to have marketing campaigns. We have to do things that help promote our business, like sponsorship of various events. we have to continue to train and encourage our team of staff. And the reason I think for Dubai Duty Free success is the staff we have. Yeah. And, you know, I always preach that the most important thing is your group of staff, how you treat them, how you look after them, how you encourage them, how you reward them, how you motivate them. And we currently have 5,100 staff members. They come from 51 different countries. There are 3 Irish. And as I said, the duty free started in Ireland in 1947, but we have our finance director, Bernard Creed, who's Irish and has been a long-serving member. We have our lady in charge of marketing and promotion, who's with me today, Sinead El-Sabai, and has been in Dubai several years. And the team all together, we have a management team, we call it the Dream Team.
Okay, good.
There are 9 people on it. We meet weekly, and of course we meet all the time. And our main topic and our main thing of interest always is, how are our staff performing? Are they positive about it? Are they with us as part of the same team? And for us, it works very, very well.
I mean, it is incredible. Genuinely, I don't think I've ever met a Dubai duty-free member of staff that was unhappy. Like, genuinely, you see them in there. No, they're always so pleasant. So I love seeing them. What is the colour? Is it duck egg green? Is it teal? What's your uniform? The uniform is so famous. It's so iconic.
Our uniform jacket is green. Supervisors are black.
Ooh.
And then there's a few people that have...
In between.
There's a few people that we agree with suppliers, that they're representing suppliers.
Yes.
So they may have the uniform of some of our brands.
I see. So they work underneath.
Yeah, but it's the thing we negotiate with suppliers and agree to.
Because it's very interesting. So yes, going back to the team then, so you're now in excess of 5,000. And it's so important. Your workforce is important. Now, let's talk about then the freedom that's been given to you by the government of Dubai and the rulers of Dubai to grow your business.
We have absolute freedom. My chairman and my boss is His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Zayed Al Maktoum, who, in my view, is a superstar, all the things he's involved in. But the operation of the duty free is very open. We have, as I say, a dream team. And whilst I meet with my boss, if necessary, on a weekly basis, we have an operation that can carry on its own. We do not have a board of directors. We have the dream team. We meet. And insofar as possible, we do give freedom to the various people to do their job correctly. Sure, we have monitoring of everything, and sure, we have testing of things. And we have an in-house training department where we train repeatedly our staff members. We have an assessment system. We try to look after our staff as well as possible. Almost every year since the Dubai Duty Free opened, our staff have had an increase in salary every year. When possible, we pay bonuses. I keep on repeating, the most important aspect of our operation is our staff. And then, of course, the jobs they do and the duties they have to perform.
Absolutely, yeah. Happy staff, happy dream team. By the sounds of it. Okay, moving on. I want to talk to you more about the initiatives and the sponsorships, because you're so heavily involved when we already spoke about the tennis championships as well. So how has Dubai Duty Free then transformed not only retail, but also, I guess, Dubai's reputation as being a tourist destination?
Well, we think it's performed very well, and we're happy we did it. We have a certain percentage of our top line, which we spend each year on promoting and sponsorship by Dubai Duty Free, but on behalf of Dubai. And, you know, we put a total value on, we have it valued every year. If you take our tennis tournament, which we have been doing for 31 years, the media coverage for our tennis tournament alone, if we had to pay for that, was valued in the last number of years at $1.3 billion. US dollars. Now, if we had to buy that, that's what it would cost. But that tennis, with other sponsorships we do, we reckon it's worth to Dubai about $5 billion US dollars. And we think we're getting great returns for it. But we do assess it, we do look at it, we do make the owners of sporting events like horse racing and so on live up to their word and do whatever we've contracted to do. And we think it's very worthwhile for Dubai Airport, and indeed for Dubai Duty Free.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess you're constantly, again with you in the Dream Team, constantly looking for different events to sponsor and making sure that the events that you do sponsor stay relevant and key to Dubai as well.
Absolutely, and we turn down a lot of requests because we get tormented with requests to sponsor things. But
yeah, I'm sure.
But we think those sort of activities pay very well for Dubai.
Now, we've only got a few more minutes left, and I'm assuming you're quite a busy man, so we're not going to take you over your time too much. Obviously, we have an incredible audience here today who are so keen to listen to you and your advice and your knowledge, your wisdom, your expertise. What kind of leaving notes would you give to some of the faces here in the room looking at you here? What's your advice for retailers? What's your passing note for us?
Well, I think the marketing campaign for retailers has to be honest. It has to be full of integrity. It has to offer good value to passengers. I think a recipe for success, like I've repeated a number of times, is the effort of the staff. And I think the whole staff thing, it's not them and us, it's a whole team event, and I think it works very well for Dubai Duty Free. I'm not saying we get everything right, but we're making a better effort to get everything right. And I think then sharing what we have. Dubai Duty Free set up its own foundation in 2004. We have supported charities in 18 countries or 20 countries around the world. We have helped 116 societies. We have spent, through our foundation, since it started in 2004, 124 million dirhams, 90 million of which has been given to charities and needed causes in Dubai. And I think any company that can afford to do it should do it. In the case of Dubai Duty Free, we hit a percentage many, many years ago of our top line, and we assign that every year to our foundation. And you know, we have restored thousands of eyesights. We have paid for thousands and thousands of cleft palate operations. We have buses in countries in Africa. We have buses in the Philippines taking people to clinics. And I think any company, first of all, that becomes successful, secondly, they can afford it, should assign some of it to those sort of events.
It's fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, Colm McLoughlin, thank you very much. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And we'll let you get on.
Thank you very much indeed, and enjoy the rest of the conference and so on. And I look forward to seeing all of you this evening. Thank you very much. Katie, thank you very much.
You're very welcome, sir.